Going to be for some pretty dramatic eyes. The predominant color is going to be black, but you can also use any other color that you want later on, and we'll get to that. So here are some of the basic tools. I like to use one of these brushes. If you see, it's a little bit slanted on the diagonal, and it's very flat and thin, and holds up pretty well, so it's not one of the big wide ones. That's good for sharper things. I also like brushes similar to this, the one that kind of branches out. I don't have it with me and I lost it, but yeah, that one's also good for applying like wider amounts of shade that can be more diffuse. Black of any kind, you can use El Cheapo brand like I'm going to use here, or you can use a better brand. Either way is fine. You know, you try different things out. You can use also an eyeliner. I don't like liquid just because it tends to get smudgy, or if it is the waterproof kind, then it's a little bit unforgiving. So I'm just going to use this. It's kind of like a big giant crayon. I've never used it before, but we'll see how it goes. Should be fine. Then you can use some sort of a glitter. This is some of the fancy mica stuff, but you can use different kinds of glitter. I prefer the finer ones as opposed to the big chunky pieces of glitter that look like the ones you used in kindergarten. But you can go with either kind, but I would go with the finer powder, preferably. Okay, so we already did the basic makeup, and so there is already some basic highlighting here on the eyes, but you can start this from scratch. I usually do. I normally wouldn't have anything to start with. So we're going to start with some basic, with the eyeliner here, or the eye crayon. What you're going to want to do, as I mentioned in the previous clip, is you see where the eye ends here, you're not going to actually want to follow it down all the way. Almost when you're getting to the bottom, you're going to want to actually take things up just the slightest bit. So imagine, I guess if you had this here, like you would kind of put that there and not go below that line. You're going to see what I'm talking about in just a second. Okay, so, oh, and also we're not going to start all the way on the inside. You can if you want to, but if your eyes are a little closer together, you're not going to want to. If your eyes are very, very, very far apart, a little too far apart, then yes, definitely start all the way on the inside. So, here we go. Okay, I'm actually going to need to get a mirror for this, sorry. I hate putting makeup on. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so you see we've gone this far here. Now we're going to make sure that this doesn't go down any further. Okay, so you see how it's a little bit separated from the bottom part. This is all going to get blended in later, so relax if you think it looks a little strange right now. And we get close to that end point right around here, and we take it up. That one actually went a little lower than I would like, so I'm going to have to fix that a tiny bit. Okay, so what you're going to want to do now is to check and see that both eyes are more or less even. You don't want one like, ooh, up here, and then one like, way down there. So I'm going to take a quick minute here to check that. So this one is a little bit different. Just going to go like that. Check again. Do the other eye. Okay, so we're more or less even now, and we've got the black that we wanted. I'm not going to put any underneath because that tends to make your eyes look smaller. I might put in some afterwards, we'll see. Okay, so that part is done. Now, since that tends to smudge a little, and also we want to make it a little bit cloudy around that area, we're going to go over it again with some black over the area that we just did. Oh, before I forget, always put a little bit of loose powder under here before doing your eye stuff, just in case you get some black pieces there. That way you won't have to use makeup remover and start all over again. So let me just do that really quickly. Do. Loose powder to the rescue. Makeup. Okay. So, let's see. Where were we? Yes, we were going to put some black powder over the eyeliner that we already did. And likewise, if you're using a colored eyeliner, a dark colored eyeliner, like a dark green or dark purple, you're going to want to go over it not with black eyeshadow, but rather dark purple eyeshadow. So just keep it in the same color as whatever you used for the eyeliner. I'm using black just to keep things simple. keep it nice and thick. The point is not to smudge it yet. We'll do smudging later. Do the other side. Great. So you see how there's almost nothing in here and then there's plenty of there, but that's because my eyes are a little closer together. If your eyes are about in the average place, you can bring it a little bit further. If they're too far apart, you can even bring it slightly past that. And this is for really dramatic eyes, so it's going to get crazier in a minute. Okay, so we already did that. Now we are going to do some additional shading. I used my fingers for this, but you could probably be better to use a brush of some kind. What we're going to do is to take our black or whatever our darkest color is going to be, and we're going to do some shading from the outside tip of here just till around here, following the crease where the eye goes into the socket. It's going to be especially dark on the outside and gradually getting lighter as we go in. It's not going to go much further than the halfway point. So go over this side more. Okay, so you're going to want to make sure that it doesn't go higher than here because your eyes will look too sunk in. And we're already in like a weird point right now where it could go in that direction if we're not careful. So the next thing we're going to want to do is, you notice I have something lighter in here that's also kind of a nice touch. We can add a little more around here if you want, but I would just use a slight bit of shadow to give that like foggy, smoky sort of look. Instead of using eyeliner, which can be a little too strong and make your eyes look a little heavy. And even with a dramatic look, you don't necessarily want that. So we're just going to go to the outside and not even all the way in. Okay, so we've gone that far. Now we're going to take the color that we decided on. It's going to usually be a somewhat dark color, but not super, super dark. Mine is going to be kind of a reddish color. And we're going to start that right around here in the middle, and then going a little bit further and a little bit lower so that you can kind of see it on the upper lid. So and you're going to want to kind of get into where, you see how this has a little bit of a V shape like that? You're going to kind of want to go into the tip of that V just a little bit. Not overwhelming the black part, but making it a little more defined maybe. Okay. Next we're going to do a little bit of glitter and highlighting on this area here. So this is going to be your lighter color, a very light color, and we're just going to put that up here where the brow bone is, right there, and then extending it just a little further out. Same on the other side. But yeah, this is what the eyes are basically going to look like.